Table Wars, my encounter with a Karen. Well, it finally happened to me. I'm not sure if this is an entitled, selfish, or just a typical Karen story, but here it goes. A few weeks ago, I, 39 meters, was on a work trip and decided to dine in at a casual local restaurant. It was early afternoon, and the place was around 60% full. The hostess seated me at a two-top table, and I left my hat on the menu to hold my spot while I went to wash my hands. When I returned after just a couple of minutes, my table and one of the chairs were gone, along with my hat. I noticed that a nearby booth had a two-top table with one chair pulled up, occupied by 5 people. My hat was on the floor next to their table. I approached and asked if they had moved the table. A woman in the booth, let's call her Karen, said they needed a larger table for a friend who showed up and claimed my table wasn't being used. I told her I had been seated there and left my hat to indicate my spot. She denied seeing my hat. At this point, I got the attention of a waiter and explained the situation. Karen interrupted, insisting they wouldn't give up the table and demanded to speak to the manager. The waiter, bless his heart, responded that he wasn't going to waste his manager's time on a complaining Karen and gave her the options to return my table or leave. Karen's friend looked ready to give me the table back, but Karen stopped her, glaring at both of us. In the end, the waiter stood his ground, and I got my table back, though Karen's glares and muttered comments were amusingly persistent. Looking back, I could have just moved, but Karen's attitude made me stand my ground. And that's my encounter with a classic Karen.